At least 2 people are dead and a large stretch of I-75 remains closed nearly 4 hours after a fiery crash in Rockcastle County. We have the latest from that scene.
And the latest out of Franklin County, another indictment in the bourbon theft investigation.
And he's been on the run for 6 years. A Central Kentucky man on the FBI's most wanted list was captured in Virginia.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. We're tracking a developing story out of Rockcastle County. Southbound I-75 is still closed more than 4 hours after a deadly chain reaction crash.
At least 2 people have died. That crash happened near mile marker 71 south of Berea near the Madison-Rockcastle line. Officer Don flew over the scene earlier today for us in Sky First, and you can see the charred remains of one of the tractor trailers involved in that crash. In all, 5 semis and a car were involved. WKYT's Victor Puente is in Rockcastle County with our top story at 5.
One of the drivers in this crash tells me several people ran to try to help the 2 people who died, but he says as soon as they saw their vehicles, they knew there was nothing they could do. Kentucky State Police say the 2 people who died were in a FedEx truck and a small silver car. Witnesses tell me traffic had stopped because of construction when that FedEx truck slammed into the trailer of the truck in front of it. That started a chain reaction, and that silver car was between 2 semis. It was crushed and the driver was killed. Another truck driver tells me the FedEx truck exploded on impact. 6 different semis and that car were all caught in the crash. That truck is still burning as record crews have started clearing the scene.
And just seen an explosion. And it was like a domino effect. Each truck bouncing into another one. It slammed me into the truck in front of me. So we got out and ran back there. Yeah.
The coroner has recovered both bodies, but state police tell me it could be a while before the names of those 2 people are released. In Rockcastle County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Accident reconstruction is expected to take hours. The southbound lanes will be closed for most of the night. Another serious crash has slowed traffic on US27 in Jessamine County. It happened just before 3 near Catnip Hill Road. Right now, US27 is down to just 1 lane in both directions. Nicholasville police say a U-Haul truck slammed into the back of a semi. The driver of the U-Haul truck was airlifted to UK Hospital. His condition is unknown at this time.
New information in a story we've been tracking out of Franklin County for some time now. A grand jury has indicted another person in the bourbon theft ring. 34-year-old Leslie Wright is behind bars on a charge of complicity to receiving stolen property over $10,000. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy has the latest.
Wright was a former security guard, and Sheriff Pat Melton tells us that she looked the other way when thieves took thousands of dollars of Buffalo Trace.
The indictment states Wright worked directly with Gilbert Kurtzinger. Kurtzinger is one of 9 others facing charges in connection with the heist. Wright's indictment states between November 1st, 2014 and the last day of December 2014, she helped Kurtzinger in the theft against Buffalo Trace. In all, investigators believe she was paid $800 to not report what happened. Wright is now considered part of a group accused of pulling off one of the biggest thefts of bourbon in Kentucky.
And never in a million years would I have expected the attention that it's gotten internationally. And, you know, or the people had made the choices that they made to do what they've done with this case. It's you know, it just keeps going and going and going. And honestly, I'm ready for it to stop and move on and get back to our everyday work that we do and do well.
Sheriff Melton says more charges could be filed and more indictments could be coming. In Franklin County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
And prosecutors say they believe that theft ring lasted several years.
After 6 years on the run, a Central Kentucky man who was on the FBI's most wanted list has been captured in Virginia. James Hammis disappeared back in 2009 after being interviewed by the FBI. He's accused of stealing nearly $9 million while working at G&J Pepsi Cola bottlers here in Lexington. WKYT Sean Moody is in the newsroom with how authorities were finally able to track him down.
Federal authorities had been looking for James Hammis for 6 years. Now, he's set to come back to Ohio to face charges of wire fraud and money laundering. A federal grand jury indicted Hammis in 2009, and a warrant was issued shortly after. Investigators say he was the controller for the Lexington branch of G&J Pepsi-Cola bottlers and embezzled more than $8.7 million between 1998 and 2009. FBI agents, along with U.S. Marshals and deputies from the Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office, arrested Hammis at a bed and breakfast in Damascus, Virginia, Saturday morning. The sheriff said Hammis was in town for a hiking festival. The woman who runs the bed and breakfast said he had stayed there several times over the past few years. She said she was shocked when she found out about the accusations.
It is just a very kind person, the type of guest that I enjoy having to come stay at the inn. The hikers all that knew him all thought very highly of him.
Hammis is being held at a jail in Virginia. He'll be sent back to Ohio to face those charges. In the newsroom, Sean Moody, WKYT.
This particular case was featured on a couple of different TV shows in 2012, American Greed, The Fugitives, and America's Most Wanted.
A Fayette County jury has acquitted a former Kentucky State University player of murder. The jury found that 23-year-old Nell Stewart of Frankfort not guilty of murder, assault, and wanton endangerment. The 2013 shooting killed Alan Smith and injured another man. Police say the men were shot in a vehicle near Tally Ho on South Broadway. Nell's public advocate said that DNA evidence did not conclusively show that Stewart pulled the trigger. It's a beautiful day in the bluegrass. Humidity is gone, and it feels, well, spring and maybe like fall, too.
Yeah, we're in for a chilly night, though, it sounds like. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's in the First Alert Weather Center with a look ahead. Chris?
Yeah, exactly right, guys. That cooler and drier air continues to work in from northwest to southeast. It's a trend that's going to carry us through the rest of the evening and right on through the next few days. You want to see a heck of a temperature spread? We go from 81 in London to 75 Lexington, 69 Covington, Cincinnati, 64, 49 degrees showing up in the windy city of Chicago as of now. That's an indication of just what a cool air mass has taken over the Plain States into the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. And this is the air that continues to settle its way toward the south and southeast as we go through not only in the short term, but over the next 2 or 3 days here in central and eastern Kentucky. 3 degrees colder to our northwest. So basically what's happening is that colder air right on cue this afternoon is coming at us from northwest to southeast. And Sam Amber mentioned that beautiful view, 40% humidity. It continues to drop 75 degrees with a beautiful sky here across central and eastern Kentucky. Nothing showing up on Defender. Forget about that. How about your evening forecast? It's a good one. Temperatures drop from the 60s into the high 50s by the time 11 o'clock rolls around. When I come back in less than 10 minutes, we'll focus on that cooler air settling into town and show you just how chilly those morning lows get. Oh, yeah, the Memorial Day weekend forecast, too, guys. Can't forget about that, and we won't in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. People working inside a Lexington building got quite a surprise this morning. Lexington Fire Department officials say a car crashed into a building on Eagle View Lane about 10 this morning. They say the driver was trying to park and sped up by mistake. People inside the building say the sound caught them by surprise.
We've never had anyone come through the building before, so typically any noise that we hear being downstairs, we can hear it through the floor, so it's usually something fell over or someone fell down.
Well, no one inside the car of Central Brace and Prosthetics was hurt.
It is Election Day here in Kentucky, and the most watched race of the primary is the Republican race for governor. 4 candidates are vying for the nomination to take on likely Democratic nominee Jack Conway. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is tracking the race and has more now from Frankfort.
It's been 8 years since we've had a new governor for Kentucky, and after tonight we should know who the Republican and Democratic contenders will be to face off for that powerful seat coming up in November. The field for the Republican nomination is very crowded. All 4 cast their ballots this morning. We just put it in there. Hal Heiner and Matt Bevin in Louisville, Jamie Comer in his hometown of Tompkinsville, Will T. Scott in Pikeville. Our WKYT Herald Leader poll has it neck and neck between Comer, Heiner, and Bevin. Will T. Scott is considered a distant 4th. He spoke with us after he cast his ballot.
I'm here because it's democracy and America and Kentucky, and you know, all of our government's founded upon people that we elect. And if we vote for soundbite candidates, we get soundbite government, and then we get soundbite dissatisfaction.
This has been a very hotly contested and at times ugly Republican primary. More about that coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, in Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The winner of the Republican primary tonight will likely face Jack Conway, who has faced a limited challenge from Jeff Young. Stay with WKYT and WKYT.com for team coverage of the races tonight. We'll have the first results on WKYT News at 6 coming up and updates throughout the night. Live continuous election coverage from WKYT and the Herald Leader begins at 6:30 on WKYT.com.